Welcome back to Inner Purpose Therapy, your reliable source for all things related to mindfulness, cognitive behavioral therapy, and hypnotherapy. We appreciate your constant support and the trust you place in us as we journey together towards mental wellness. Today, we are embarking on a new episode of our Mastering CBT series, a series designed to help you understand and apply the principles of cognitive behavioral therapy in your daily life. In this episode, we are going to focus on a crucial concept: schemas and distorted thinking. We will delve into what schemas are, their role in our lives, and how they can sometimes lead to distorted thinking. We'll also explore how understanding and modifying our schemas can create profound changes in our thought patterns and behaviors. So, if you've ever wondered about why you think and behave the way you do, stick around. This episode might just provide you with the answers you've been looking for. Let's dive in. Have you ever wondered why certain patterns of thought and behavior seem so ingrained in you? This curiosity leads us to a fascinating concept in cognitive psychology known as schemas. Schemas are cognitive structures that we build over our lifespan, and they have a powerful influence over our experience of reality. Let's think about it this way. As we grow, we're constantly bombarded with information. To help us process this information quickly and efficiently, our brain creates shortcuts. These shortcuts are what we call schemas. They help us organize, interpret, and react to the world around us without having to analyze every single detail. Consider a young child's interaction with a cat, for instance. The child learns that a cat is a small, furry creature that walks on all fours and has a long tail. The child has now developed a basic schema for a cat. But let's say that one day, the cat scratches the child. This unpleasant experience will update the child's schema to include a danger warning. So the next time the child sees something furry moving across the street, the schema will kick in, allowing the child to recognize that it might be a cat and a potential source of danger. This is a simple example, but schemas extend beyond just physical objects. We also have social schemas that guide our interactions with others. These are shaped by our early interactions with our family, friends, and society at large, and they influence how we behave in social situations. Schemas are like a pair of glasses through which we view the world. They include our core beliefs and values and provide us with instructions on how to interpret events, how to react, and how to predict what might happen next. They are triggered by specific environmental cues, leading to automatic thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So these schemas are not rigid structures. They are constantly evolving and adapting based on our experiences. This is a crucial understanding because it implies that schemas can be changed, which is the foundation of cognitive behavior therapy. Our entire understanding of the world depends on these schemas. They are unique to each person and are highly influential in the assessment, categorization, and evaluation of information. Think about going to university. Over the years, you built up a schema about what university is like. Before stepping foot on campus, your mental framework was shaped by information you received, maybe through movies, books, or tales from older siblings. You had expectations about studying, socializing, even about the parties and friendships you'd form. But once you arrived, your experiences began to shape and modify that initial schema. Perhaps university wasn't just about late-night study sessions and wild parties, but also about independence, responsibility, and personal growth. These experiences updated your university schema, demonstrating that schemas are not rigid, unchanging structures, but flexible and dynamic ones. They evolve based on new experiences and information, allowing us to navigate our ever-changing world. This adaptability of schemas is crucial. If schemas were hardwired and impossible to change, cognitive behavior therapy, a method that helps us reshape our thinking and behavior, wouldn't work. Schemas are like a lens for interpreting reality and include your core beliefs and values. They serve as the blueprint for how we view ourselves and the world around us. They guide us in interpreting events, shaping our reactions, and predicting the future. Think of schemas as a filter through which you perceive your experiences. When a certain situation arises, it triggers a relevant schema, leading to automatic thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. For instance, if you have a schema that all dogs are threatening, the mere sight of a dog might trigger fear and an urge to escape, even if the dog is friendly and harmless. But what makes schemas so fascinating? Well, they hold 4 distinctive features. Firstly, schemas typically develop during childhood, forming out of our interactions and experiences with our surroundings. These early formed schemas then continue to evolve and adapt as we grow and gain more experiences. Secondly, schemas are beliefs we accept without question. They are deeply ingrained in our cognitive structures, making them feel like undeniable truths, even when they may not be. Thirdly, schemas generally operate below our conscious awareness. They are like the silent puppeteers of our thoughts and actions, pulling the strings without us even noticing. Lastly, schemas crave validation. They have a tendency to seek out information that confirms their beliefs while ignoring or dismissing anything that contradicts them. This is known as confirmation bias. So if you hold a schema that you're not good enough, your brain will unconsciously scan your environment for instances that validate this belief, making it seem even more real and potent. So you see, schemas are not just simple cognitive structures. They are powerful and influential forces that shape our understanding of reality. They have the ability to dictate our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, often without us even realizing it. That's why understanding and challenging our schemas can be a game changer in reshaping our lives and improving our mental well-being. Your brain scans the environment for information that confirms these schemas. This is why they are so powerful. But remember, with awareness and effort, we have the power to change these schemas and create a healthier and more balanced perspective of ourselves and the world. It can be harder to know what your schemas are because they operate mostly on an unconscious level. But don't fret, there are ways to uncover these hidden cognitive structures. Let's embark on this exploration together. Think about the shoulds and should nots in your life. These are often indicators of your underlying schemas. For instance, if you believe you should always be in a good mood, otherwise people won't like you, this might be a manifestation of a schema about social acceptance and likability. Now let's consider a few more situations. Imagine you're meeting someone for the first time. What do you believe you should or shouldn't do? Do you feel like you should always make the first move, or that you shouldn't reveal too much about yourself? These are signs of schemas around social interactions and self-disclosure. Next, picture yourself in a lecture or a similar setting. What do you think is the appropriate way to behave? Should you always take notes, or is it okay to just listen? Should you ask questions, or is that something you avoid? These could suggest schemas about learning and curiosity. Finally, consider a situation where you don't pass an exam or face a similar setback. How do you believe you should react? Do you think you should be extremely upset? Or is it okay to view it as a learning opportunity? This could hint at schemas about success and failure. The answers to these questions can provide valuable insights into your schemas. They are not meant to be judgmental or definitive, but rather, they are tools for exploration and understanding. Remember, schemas are not inherently bad or good. They are simply mental structures that guide your perception and interpretation of the world. By identifying your schemas, you can begin to understand your automatic thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. This understanding is a crucial step towards mastering cognitive behavior therapy and reshaping your thinking for a healthier, happier mind. Having identified your schemas, it's time to delve deeper into the realm of maladaptive or dysfunctional schemas. These are the schemas that can negatively distort your reality, leading to destructive thinking patterns and strong negative emotions. They often express themselves in absolutes, such as, "I always fail," or "I'll never be happy." Let's consider an example. Suppose not receiving more than 100 likes on a picture you posted on social media triggers a strong negative emotional reaction. Let's dissect this using should statements. Why should you get more than 100 likes on your picture? Because if you don't, it might mean people don't appreciate your content. Why should people appreciate your content? Because if they don't, it could imply they don't like you. Why should people like you? Because if they don't, it might suggest there's something wrong with you. When a specific event occurs, it can trigger certain schemas. In this case, not getting enough likes on social media could activate schemas about self-worth and perceptions of others and the world. Here's how it might play out. What does a particular event say about me? For example, not getting more than 100 likes on social media might lead to thoughts like, I'm a failure, I'm not worthy, or nobody likes me. What does this say about other people? They could be perceived as critical, jealous, or uncaring. What does it say about the world or your life? It might lead you to believe that you always fail at everything, you're not as likable as others, or the world is a cold, uncaring place. Schemas, even maladaptive ones, often have good intentions. They strive to maintain a stable sense of self and the world, and to shield you from situations you might find difficult to handle. But they can become toxic and painful when they foster persistent negative thinking, anxiety, and depression. There are several ways people manage their maladaptive schemas. You might surrender to the schema, accepting it as reality, and subconsciously seeking proof of its validity. You might avoid the schema, steering clear of situations that might trigger it, or blocking out thoughts of an event, person, or situation to avoid negative feelings. Alternatively, you could overcompensate, doing the opposite of what the negative schema suggests. Identifying your maladaptive schemas can be challenging, but paying attention to your automatic thoughts when something happens can help. In this session, we've explored what schemas are and how to identify them. As we progress in this series, we'll challenge some of these schemas and beliefs, helping you to cultivate healthier thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Understanding and identifying your schemas is a crucial step in cognitive behavior therapy. We dove deep into the understanding of schemas, these cognitive structures that shape our perception of reality. We learned how they are formed and updated throughout our lives, acting as shortcuts that help us swiftly interpret the world around us. We also explored how they are unique to each, influencing our assessment, categorization, and evaluation of information. We uncovered that schemas are not set in stone but can be changed. This is the very foundation that makes CBT effective. Schemas are like lenses through which we interpret reality, including our core beliefs and values. They guide us on how to react, interpret events, and predict the future. By pondering upon the shoulds in our lives and answering a few introspective questions, we learn to identify our own schemas. As you continue to learn and practice CBT, you will become more adept at recognizing and changing your schemas, helping you to alter your automatic thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Thank you for watching Mastering CBT Episode 2. Please subscribe, like, and comment below to stay a part of the Inner Purpose Therapy community.